Hi there, it's Martin here from Verge. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to create your job sheet. So, if you've registered for the Verge recruitment database, you should have received an email that looks like this. Now, in this email is the instructions for completing your application, and the main part of that application is your job sheet. So, if we scroll down here, you'll see that there is an attachment of this job sheet, and there is also a link here to the file. If I'm to open this file and you have Google Sheets, you'll notice that it will just open directly in Google Sheets. If you don't have Google Sheets, then you'll have to download a version of this file and then open it using Microsoft Excel or any other similar program that you have. So as we can see here, what this job sheet is all about is helping us understand what your skills and experience are for the roles that we're hiring for. So you'll notice here we have our main roles listed. So we have hospitality, professional cleaning, office support, all the way down to retail. So the aim of completing this job sheet is to help us understand in specific detail what your skills and experience are so that we can help place you in the correct roles. So for all these roles, we've broken them down into the skills and experience that the businesses we work with are saying that are important. And what you're going to be doing when completing this is going through and listing by numerical value your current experience. So I'm sure you're asking now, how do I find out what scores to put into those boxes? Well, that's where these resources come in. So as you'll notice, for each one of these boxes here, we have a resource that you can go to find out more. So by clicking on the resource for hospitality drink service, we'll be opening up a link to the VU Verge website with a bit more information about how to complete this job sheet. So this is a comprehensive resource designed to explain to you in specific detail what these roles involve, and also, most importantly for the job sheet, what skills are required. So as we see here, we've listed the important skills, which, as I said, were the skills that employers are telling us are important for these roles. So you can go through and read in a little bit more detail what those skills are. But coming down here for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how to complete your job sheet. So you'll notice here there's another link to that job sheet if you have lost it in your email account that you can open. But most importantly, there is a quiz here. And this quiz gives you the scores that you need to complete your job sheet. So by clicking Let's Go, we can start this quiz. But of course, before we start, we need to have downloaded our job sheet. I've got a link to the job sheet here, but I haven't created a copy yet. So it's very important that I do so. So if I go up here to make a copy, I can copy the job sheet over, and I'll just call it Martin's job sheet. That's my name. The important reason why we need to copy this job sheet is so that people with this link can't see our results. If we don't do that, then the results we enter there, people are going to have access to who have that link. So just make sure you do that, otherwise it's going to confuse a lot of people. So now that I've copied my job sheet, the final thing to do, get ready, is just to put my name in here. I'll put 1A, and we're ready to go. So at the top here, we have hospitality drink service, and that is a resource I have opened. So we can get into the quiz now, and I can show you what I mean with these scores. So as you can see there, yes, I've got the sheet open, ready to go. Now, for the first thing we have here to talk about, the first skill that's important is customer service experience. As you can see here, we have 4 options, which basically summarize the different levels of experience you might have. So basically, all you need to do to complete this job sheet is go through and select what is your relevant experience or relevant sort of skill here, and then put the corresponding score into your job sheet. So for customer service experience, I'd be saying I do have relevant experience, so I'd be clicking 10. And as you can see here, once I do that, there's a bit more of an explanation as well to help you understand why it's important. So I'll go in here and give myself a score of 10. And as you can see now, I've got a score of 10 in that corresponding box. Also, it's important for the hospitality roles that we specify if we have an RSA, because this is an essential certificate for these roles. So no matter what I score in this section, if I don't have a valid RSA, it's going to be impossible for me to find work behind a bar or serving alcohol. So it's important that we put that down as well. Cool. So moving along, number 2 is our drinks knowledge. Again, here we have a few different options. So if I was to be classify myself as a score of 1, you can see here again there's further explanation, and because I've scored 1, come in here. So it's pretty self-explanatory. For each one of those resources, you have to go down to the quiz to see what scores we're talking about and give yourself a corresponding score. For the purpose of this exercise, I'll just show you now if I was to complete this. Let's give myself a 3, 2, a 1, and a few more. As you can see, the total score here is adding up. So, what does that score mean? Well, if I'm to come back to our resource here, you'll notice that if I was to scroll down from this quiz, there are some more details for us, and this relates to those scores. So as you can see here, we've listed in terms of the different categories of scores you might be getting, what this means in terms of the roles that we can help you find. So I scored, I think it was 21, which means I'm in this range between 14 and 30. So what that says here is that Verge can help me find work at large bars, but not small bars, as they require a little bit more specific knowledge. And as we can see here in the spreadsheet, we also have those details listed. So because I'm above 9 and 14, I qualify for these 2 roles. So I hope that makes sense now. All you need to do is go through and for the roles that you're interested in, complete this. Now you don't need to complete it for the roles that you're not interested in. So let's say for instance, I'm not interested in office support roles, I would just leave this blank. Now the final thing to point out with this job sheet is these sections down here. Now you don't need to fill these in if you don't want to. This is something that we're going to complete once you actually have your phone call with the Verge team. So the next steps after this, when you complete the job sheet, you send it through to us via a link in that email. So if you click on this link, it should open up to the application form for the Verge recruitment database. Now this is where you need to submit not just your job sheet, but also a few other bits of information like your CV and a few other pieces that we need. Once you do that, you'll be taken to a link that will allow you to book a time with the Verge team for a quick phone call, and that's where we're going to go over this job sheet of yours in more detail and help you fill in these boxes down the bottom, as well as help you finalize your scores. So I hope that makes sense. This is just a quick video to explain that in more detail. All you need to do is follow the instructions in this email and make sure you find the quizzes for each of the roles that you're interested in, complete that job sheet, and then, of course, the final step is to come here and complete your application form. Hope that makes sense, guys. If you have any questions, please email me at martin@vuverge.com, and I'm looking forward to seeing your application soon. Thanks a lot.